why was it wrong to eat certain foods in the Old Testament, but then we're allowed to eat them now? Now we understand that Jesus, came along and said, about cleanliness, and that doesn't make you unclean. Why did that change? Why would it be bad then and okay now? I believe is about the gist. You read it. Is that about the gist of what the question was? So, foods. They were bad then, right? Bacon. You couldn't eat bacon, right? Shrimp. Anyone like them a good shrimp? Fried up or however you like it. So why would that have been wrong then and okay now?
I'm trying to think. I think you answered it in your own question when you said Jesus. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know another answer.
There's the understanding that it did change.
Law, grace.
But and my only answer is that is in Acts when it came down from heaven and he revealed it. He goes, why would you call what I call clean unclean anymore?
Right.
And that there opened the door in grace, and the whole culture changed. And not only just that food, even from that standpoint on, how we viewed male and female.
Yep.
Culture kept it stymied for a while, but it wasn't stymied in that moment. And that's...
and the early church was actually really feministic compared to culture around as far as women. I agree. I think it's a cultural question that we don't understand. It's not about food necessarily being clean or unclean or healthy or unhealthy. It's a religious thing. And I'm not saying religious in a bad sense, like a religious spirit. It was a religious thing of how to be close to God, and there's a way to be close to God, and there's a way not to be close to God, and I think that shows the enormity of the work of Jesus Christ, is that we are free from that because he has made not just that clean, but he makes us clean. So it's not about, right? Jesus says that it's not about what goes in that makes a person bad; it's what comes out. So I just think that it points again to the enormity, and we have to understand that when you read, at least my understanding is when you read from Old Testament, Genesis, all the way to Revelation, that it's a salvation story. And so you see God changing things. That's why you have different covenants. You have the Noahic covenant with the ark. You have the Abraham covenant. You have the Davidic covenant. Then you have the covenant with Jesus. Well, Jesus is a covenant, but that changes everything. But you see the salvation history, and I think the dietary laws are a part of that. It's a part of God's saving action.
See,
It's law versus grace.
right.
A lot of times, yeah.
Yeah,
I-
grace took over when law.
Yeah, I think part of it gets kind of what I mentioned before about, the Bible wasn't written to us. And so whenever there's parts of the law under the covenant of Moses that are specific to Israel, to their situation, to their culture, for that time, for that purpose of setting them apart. So it's not that there's something evil about eating pig, right? But at that time, in that place, that was a way that he said, you're special.
Yeah.
And to make yourself special, I'm going to set you apart, and these things you don't get to do, right? Like the shaving, the way they couldn't cut their hair or shave their beard, or the way they had to do their clothes. What does that have to do with being good or evil or right or wrong? It was specifically for, you're going to be different. You're not going to be like the rest of the world. And so I think a lot of the dietary laws maybe fall under that. And so...
And could it be, hitting back to our other question about revival again, that if we treated Christianity with the same seriousness that early Israel treated their law, if we walked an extra mile or turned the other cheek or visited the prison, if we really took, our law is Christ, and he gave a lot of stuff that we needed to do to love our neighbor, right? Love God and love your neighbor. If we took it as serious as the dietary laws in Exodus and Leviticus and all the following, we would look different like Israel looked different. That's how come I think there was so much jealousy towards Israel, is they were like, we're different. We know we're different. You can be mad all you want, but we're not going to change because this is who God created us to be. Now, they ended up always worshiping false idols and all that. That's a different story. But if we chose to look different the way that early Israel, maybe books would be written about us one day. Who knows?